Time to begin the penultimate adventure into a Neko paradise. This is all fine.
Nekopara S. ネコパラボリューム1ソレイユ開店しました。
Alright, I gotta fix some things first.
ゲーム内の環境設定になります。言語設定をいたします。
Maybe turn this down a little bit. Okay. Voice configuration. Okay, that's all fine.
言語設定をいたします。
Configuration. I was about to say, like, there's a necessary requirement that I need, that all games call for when you play this.
Nekopara! Nekopara!
Yeah, there she is. My favorite one. That's Coconut.
Nekopara ボリューム1ソレイユ開店しました。私たちの記録ですね。
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think I'd have one. Wait, movie player. Is there a movie? I was like, I imagine the first one.
Nekopara ボリューム1ソレイユ開店しました。
Alright. Game start!
ネコパラボリューム1始まりです。
ありがとうございました。では失礼します。
Play it in English. I got a trophy. Because I'm the best. I hope you don't mind the long silences. Phew, this should be most of the boxes then. I wiped the sweat off my forehead with my arm as the moving truck disappeared from view. Although it was early April and only the beginning of spring, today's weather was quite nice. It was even a bit hot. Well, it's a good day for a new start. I turned my head to look at the empty bakery, which didn't even have any signage yet. I almost got thrown off by the wording there. The brand new exterior wall had a western look with a predominantly white and brown motif. There was also a large window which let lots of sunlight in. Okay, sorry. And finally, there were the words that displayed the name of the bakery. La Soleil. I think I've pronounced that correctly. Soleil? Yeah. Instead of the proper French article, lait, it was La Soleil, meaning the sun. This was a nod towards the name of the shop of someone I admired. Now that I'm on my own, I'll have to do my best. I softly murmured to myself. From here on out, no one would tell me what to do, except everyone's gonna tell me what to do. I was going to start completely anew despite the stature of my family's name and everything that had happened up until now, which I'm not gonna talk about. I alone would decide my path and take responsibility for what I do. In exchange for that freedom, I can't blame anyone else for what happens. Still, although I was a bit worried. The thought of what lay ahead made me break into a smile. I was about to say, shouldn't we break into a sweat? You made me having a second. I was like, oh no, he's excited. All right. Oh, this guy's name's Cashew, by the way. In any case, I'd better get all these things cleaned up. I took a deep breath and got my spirits back up, which means I charged my key, which takes a while. I step into the new smelling bakery, which shouldn't smell at all since it's new. What's with this big box? In front of me was a large box I didn't recognize. In fact, there were two of them. Fragile, delicate. Absolutely this side up. If thrown, your company will be in trouble. The warnings were going overboard. They were getting annoying. Even if these are baking supplies, I don't remember buying anything quite like this. Oh, sorry, I yawned. Hold on. Okay, sorry. First off, there were boxes that looked like they came from my house. If these were for the bakery, there's no way I wouldn't remember buying them. There were no tags from the moving company either. All there was were those warning labels. Well, I'll know for sure once I open the... The box sneezed. What's in the box? What's in the box? Huh? I said what's in the box, man. Didn't you hear me? Oh God, it's talking. The box is sentient, and there are holes on the side of it. Oh, the box thinks it's a cat. Adorable. Oh, it's just a cat, huh? Just a troublesome cat. Jeez. Wow, come on. I was like, that was close. Then they... They're supposed to say that was close without a weird B that's there for no reason. Like that would fool me? What are you doing, Chocola? Chocola's adorable. We just saw each other at home yesterday, you know. Well, compared to the rest of my things, you are heavy. She ignored what I said, even though I didn't give her time to respond. Chocolate puffed out her cheeks, which are already puffed out. You could say that she was always happy-go-lucky, or rather she preoccupied herself with only what was in front of her. Well, I guess that was how you describe Chocola. While I was getting ready to move, I did wonder why I didn't see you.
え、口。
Hey.
お久しぶり、ご主人。引っ越し業者のトラックの中がホコリっぽくて、鼻がムズムズつらかった。
Why is Vanilla here too? And she's also cute. I love my Neko kitties.
ショコラがいるところ、それは私がいるところだから。それに、猫は狭いところは嫌いじゃない。あと私も、こっちの段ボールも重いから気をつけろよとか言われた。だから私も猫、なんすか。
Again, huh? In any case, Chocola Vanilla, get out of there. I was at my wit's end with the large boxes that had suddenly shown up. Anyhow, Chocola and Vanilla got out of their boxes. Why is no one picking up the phone? Probably because they're all dead. I mean, it's a good thing I don't know that. I didn't kill them before I left the house. I don't know what you're talking about. Just what is Shigeri doing? Oh, Shigeri, or yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's her. Yeah, I was like about to display. That's his little sister. Like, oh wait, it says right here. I hung up after trying to call my little sister. There was no way that Chocola and Vanilla could have gotten mixed in with the rest of the boxes in the first place. On the outside, Catgirls look almost like humans. They can understand words and can talk just like us. But more than humans, Catgirls were closer to normal cats. After all, Catgirls had ears and tails just like cats do. Excuse me, sorry. I don't mean to be yawning so much. Just reading. Reading makes me drowsy a little. They were genetically modified humanoid cats that were commonly referred to as catgirls. You mean they are? Because that's what they are. These days, catgirls fit into society as pets and families or partners to humans, or both. My little sister really loves to dote on catgirls. So our family has 6, including Chocola and Vanilla. They wouldn't have been able to contact the moving company anyway. It would have been impossible for them to steal the boxes themselves either. There's no way my parents would have helped with this either. Thus, I can only guess that this was somehow Shigeri's doing. I see, so Shigeri was an accomplice then. I almost said Shigeri. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but... Oh, can I do this? Oh, I can do this now. I can touch the kitties. I was like, why is this fucking cascading upwards? Okay. Huh? Pet the kitties. Pet them all over. Alright, that's enough of that. How do I get this to stop? Do it. Okay. Really driving in that fact that they're cats right here.
思ってたより広い。ご主人の解消バッチリ。
Hope you don't mind the silence. I don't like talking over them.
バニラ、あっちの部屋行ってみよう。探検。位置的におそらく寝室。きっとご主人の新しいベッドがあるはず。いやー、それは聞き逃せないね。もふもふしに行こう。もふもふ。もふもふ了解。私もそれはいいと思う。そうと決まればレッツゴー。
Don't get out of control and hurt yourselves. Without any ill intentions, the two cat girls were off and running. Well, the bakery did have living quarters on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about them causing a ruckus around here. Of course, they aren't young cat girls anymore either, so shouldn't have to worry about them getting out of control too much. Well, besides that, I look up an entry in my phone's address book. Minaduki residence. Well, I already left Shiguri a message, so she should call me back later, which... Really? Proofread your script. The stupid space ending line symbol is supposed to be after this damn period sentence. God fucking damn it. Without pressing the call button, I put my cell phone back in my pocket. I had moved out without saying anything, because I'm a dick. So far, her call to me back within the day seemed a bit stupid. Oh, so for her to call me back within the day it seemed a bit stupid. Well, it isn't really an issue I needed to bring up right this moment. I should hear from Shigure soon anyhow. Huh.
新しいお布団、すごくふかふか、合格点。
Good work, you two. Gosh, both of you have major bedhead. Sheesh.
ご主人様のなでなで大好き。気持ちいいです。苦しゅうない。もっと。
Okay, does that. How do I... Okay, that does that. That does that. Oh, okay. Okay, jump back here. Good work, you two. Sheesh. We heard this part. Okay, sorry. I tied up their hair with a comb. Their soft hair felt nice as always. I lightly bonked them both on the head while they had their eyes closed. Now then, why were the two of you hiding among my moving boxes?
ショコラが行くって言うからノリで。
You had no choice. Just tagged along. You too. Well, I figured that had to be the reason, but... Anyhow, I recomposed myself and looked at the two of them again. Listen up, okay? How many times have I told you two, this isn't a vacation or a picnic? I moved out because I have a terrible tragic past that I can never tell you about. Martha. Alright, I moved out because I have no intention of going back there. If you were at a home, you wouldn't have anything to worry about. Sugar Ray and the other cat girls are there too. It would be better if you two just... Okay, that's that. Alright.
お腹が反抗期なだけなんです。だから違うんです。本当に。朝早かったせいで朝ごはん食べ損なったから仕方ない。それにショコラはお腹の音も可愛い。
While listening to those silly excuses, I glanced at the clock and saw that it was already past 1 o'clock. Now that I thought about it, I haven't eaten anything since this morning either. Well, why don't we have lunch first then?
ご主人様大好き。
I love you too, Chocolate.
さすがご主人は話がわかる。かたじけない。
These two were as easygoing as always, like I've known them their whole lives. Oh wait, I have. I'm getting fired up now. Meat, huh? Must be meat.
Nekopara?
Yeah?
お買い物。お買い物。ご主人様とお買い物。最近はご主人が全然お買い物連れて行ってくれなかったから、ショコラのテンションが青天井。にゃー。バニラだって実はウキウキしてるくせに。ほら、ほっぺふにふにしちゃうぞ。ショコラくすぐった。
You'll bother those around us, so try not to get too carried away, you two. Since the refrigerator was empty, because I just moved in, that should be obvious, we headed to the nearby shopping districts to buy groceries. From brand name clothing stores to supermarkets, there was an array of stores that all look exactly the same. Sorta. There was even a drugstore where they sell drugs. Not like over-the-counter drugs, I mean like hard drugs. With daily necessities amongst them. If you come here, we have just about everything. That was how the real estate agent had recommended this place to me. And turns out they were right. They had everything. Wait, don't you two go shopping with Sugar Ray often?
しぐれちゃんとご主人様じゃ全然違うんです。ご主人はほんとご主人たる自覚がなくて困る。ショコラが不憫。
Hey, first of all, Sugar Ray is your master.
しぐれちゃんもご主人様だけど、しぐれちゃんはしぐれちゃんなんです。だからご主人様はご主人様なんです。全然違うでしょ。ね。
It is.
理屈になってないけど熱意は伝わる。さすがはショコラ。パチパチパチ。
Never mind then. Anyhow, just keep it down inside the store, okay? I parted from the two of them, which I shouldn't do because that's not, against the law, I guess. I decided to hurry on ahead.
ご主人様、シャンプーはこれがいいってしぐれちゃんが言ってましたよ。これ、毛並みがサラサラになるし、すごく甘くていい匂いがする。
Stop generating musical notes, damn it. But that's stuff for you two to use. I don't need it, so put it down and come over here.
ご主人様、ひどいぶった切りようです。よしよし、ショコラ泣かないの。 ご主人はひどい人だね。
Don't just say that and then nonchalantly toss that in the basket.
ガードが硬い。
I had to be on guard or they would sneak something in when I wasn't paying attention. They even tried to grab another basket for themselves at the supermarket earlier. It was apparent to me how dreadful an idea it was when they decided to come along.
ごめんなさい、ご主人様。久しぶりのご主人様とのお買い物でテンション上がっちゃって。猫は素直だから仕方ないね。ご主人も素直になればいいのに。さ。
It has nothing to do with being honest. I'm telling you, don't just put the shampoo in the basket like that. Put it back.
交渉です。お願いします、ご主人様。何とぞショコラたちのシャンプーを買ってください。シャンプーもない家に帰るのは悲しい。猫的に油髪は気持ち悪い。あの猫ちゃんたち、シャンプーもろくに買ってもらえないのかしら。かわいそうに。猫虐待で通報した方がいいんじゃないのかしら、あれ。
Don't put on some act to confuse the customers around us. Seriously. We'd only just moved here. By we, I mean I, because I, at this point, still don't have any intention of letting them live with me yet. So I don't know why I said we. But suddenly, we already had disapproving glares directed at us.
ご主人様とのお出かけは楽しいです。思わずニャンニャン言いたくなっちゃいますね。ニャンニャン。私たちのものは何も買ってくれなかったけど、ご主人ケチ。
I'm not a cheapskate. Besides, I nearly got reported. After that, it was the same sort of exchange at the supermarket. The whole thing was so awkward that I don't think I can visit that shopping district for a while. Well, I guess you could say that was the cute side of Catgirls.
コンコンコンコン。あっちからすごくいい匂いがする。本当だ。すごく香ばしくていい匂いがします、ご主人様。
It definitely does. What is this smell? I turned towards the source of it.
いらっしゃいませ。
Ah, it's milk.
美味しい出来たてのたこ焼き、いかがですか？熱々で、かつお節たっぷりのたこ焼き、いかがですか？猫のたこ焼き屋さんだ。珍しいですね、ご主人様。本当だ。小さい子猫ちゃん、かわいい。
It was a Catgirl younger than Chocola and Vanilla. She waved her tiny hands as she politely drew customers in. The young Catgirl noticed us and ran over.
猫のお姉ちゃんだ。私と一緒だね。にゃんにゃん。一緒だね。にゃんにゃん。喉ゴロゴロしてあげちゃう。ゴロゴロ。子猫は無邪気で超かわいい。半端ない。私はなでなでしてあげちゃう。なでなで。
すみません、うちの猫が。あの猫ちゃんたちの飼い主さん？すごく可愛くてお利口な猫ちゃんたちだね。愛想もいいし、言葉もしっかりしてるし。うちのはまだ7ヶ月なんだけどね。もうちょっとしたらあんな風にちゃんとしてくれるのかな。
The food stand owner had a wry smile on her face, like she was talking about a mischievous child of hers. At a glance, it was understandable that seeing how cute a young Catgirl was, made it easy to overlook these things. My little sister is actually quite the teacher. Back then, they were really noisy, but it was all worth it.
しぐれちゃんがちゃんとお勉強を教えてくれたんです。いい子になれるようにって。しぐれ厳しい。でもおかげさまでいろいろと覚えた。
そうなんだ。いいご主人様なのね。
あ、でもご主人様はご主人様なんです。しぐれちゃんはしぐれちゃんですからね、ご主人様。通訳すると、しぐれは大事な友達。ご主人って呼ぶのはこっちのご主人だけってことで。
愛されてるんだね、ご主人様は。
Well, I am grateful. Except I'm not, apparently. She lightly nudged me with her elbow as I forgot to read out loud. I'm sorry about that. I responded with an embarrassed forced smile. Hearing this kind of stuff in public sure was embarrassing.
猫ちゃん、ちょっと上向いてごらん。こう？すきやり。ゴロゴロゴロ。ゴロゴロゴロ。
Ah, the three of them were getting along very well. The food stand owner looked fondly at them from
う
nearby.
ちの子ももともと野良だったんだよね。今日みたいにたこ焼き売ってたらお腹空かせて寄ってきてさ、そのまま拾って今じゃ自分の娘みたいなもんになってさ、店まで手伝ってくれるようになってね。人型猫が流行したこともあったけど、普通の猫の何倍も飼うのが大変だからね。
Her words seemed tinged with blame and worry. She grumbled, letting out a sigh. Not that long ago, it wasn't rare to see stray humanoid cats just wandering throughout town. But now it was more likely for one to see humanoid cats that were well loved by their owners. Since the amount of unfortunate humanoid cats had decreased, there was more of a balance and the owners were quite
ほ
elated.
んと責任感のない連中ばっかりで嫌気もさすけど、でもそいつらのおかげで可愛い娘に会えたのかなって思うと何とも言えないけどね。
It was a bright and honest laugh. I nodded in agreement. Well, that is true. This must be like how pets find their way back to their owners. I smiled at such an uncharacteristic thought from me.
あ、そうだった。お姉ちゃんたち、たこ焼きはいかがですか？熱々で、おっきいタコが入ってて、すっごく美味しいですよ。すっごく美味しいたこ焼き。でも、これから帰ってご飯だから。ご主人が作ってくれるから。ごめん。
God damn it.
バックログジャンプをしても良いのですか
Chocolate and Vanilla's shoulders drooped downheartedly. As they looked downcast, I stood behind them and rubbed their heads. I took a look at the little takoyaki seller. Okay, 3 orders of takoyaki. Can you do that for me?
たこ焼き3つ
3 orders? Her large eyes blinked as she tilted her head in confusion. Yeah, for me, chocolate and vanilla. Could you do that for me? Which I forgot to put the C there.
はい、たこ焼き3つですね。ご主人様、オーダーです。たこ焼き3つ。ご主人様。
It's going to take time to get home and make food after all. Besides, I want to try the takoyaki here too.
はい、ショコラも、もうお腹が切なくグーグー泣いてました。すごく嬉しいです。ご主人かっこいい。しぐれがいつもツンデレ実刑は良いものですと言ってるだけのことある。
Wait, what does that mean?
はいはい、じゃあこっちにあるメニュー、好きなトッピングと味選んでね。うちの猫が遊んでもらった分サービスさせてもらっちゃうよ。
わーい、ありがとうございます。ショコラはマヨネーズかかってるのが好きです。ありがたくいただきます。ペコリ。私は明太子チーズがいい。
My question was completely ignored. Well, I guess I shouldn't let it bother me, huh? I wondered about that as I looked at chocolate and vanilla, even though I can't stop looking at them because they're permanently in front of me. Happily awaiting their takoyaki in front of the food stand. What a merry little... I was like, what a merry little family we are.
ネコパラ。
I still can't get a hold of her. Were there guests over today? When I checked the clock, it was past 10 o'clock already. Since then, I tried calling Shigure several times, but couldn't get through to her. And just like that, it had already gotten this late. I've never gone this long without hearing from Shigure. I hope she isn't dead. Because I forgot I killed my family before I moved out. Oops. I really didn't understand my family's schedule at all.
ご主人様、ご主人様。
I was like, well, you're a piece of shit.
久しぶりに一緒にお風呂入りましょう。お背中流してあげますから。私たちの発育が良くなってからお風呂入れてくれなくなった。ご主人のエロ。
You haven't grown that much. What are you two talking about?
にゃんにゃんにゃん、にゃんですと？ショコラとバニラはもう立派なレディー猫だってしぐれちゃんが言ってましたし。その発言がセクハラ。猫の尊厳を踏みにじってる。それにショコラは今ぐらいがアイデンティティ。
Vanilla, you're the one changing the subject. In any case, don't worry about the bath. You two need to get ready to go home.
帰るしたく？ショコラの家はご主人様のお家ですけども？ショコラの隣が私の居場所だし。あとご主人かっこいい。なんか妙に男前に見えてきた。
Stop feigning ignorance, you two. Cut that out. The two of them looked away, about to distract me again. Since Shigure isn't picking up, I'll take you two home myself. Excuse me. So get ready to leave. Chocolate and Vanilla turned away from me and had downtrodden looks on their faces. Returning home on the same day I had moved out seemed to be such a stupid idea that I did hesitate a bit. There was no other way, nor was there time for excuses. I looked towards Chocolate and Vanilla as they hung their heads in silence and continued on.
クイックセーブをしてもよろしいですか?
No.
クイックセーブをしてもよろしいですか?
No.
クイックセーブをしてもよろしいですか?
Okay, so that's how that works. Command. Oh, here we are. This is what I wanted. Here, I'll save it.
セーブをご所望なのですね。歴史を開くのですね。
Manual. Okay, this is... And the text log is... Okay, I should have checked this before I started playing. My bad about the... You know... About the amateur hour. Also, you know what? Since I got the... Excuse me, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get me a drink. Okay, sorry about that. I have returned. Now back to it. Listen up, you two. I'm going to open my bakery, and there's no telling what will happen. Except that I'm going to open my bakery. That will definitely happen. I've got no one to rely on, except you two, and all the other, and my sister, and all the other cat girls. But no one to rely on. So I don't know how things will turn out. With all that's going on, I don't know if I can take care of you two. Get it? I mean, it's already going to be difficult enough just looking after myself. What did you say? I came closer and asked her to repeat herself.
ショコラは絶対に帰りません。そんなこと言うご主人様は嫌いです。
What? Wait. Hey, Chocola.
私もダットのごとく、いや、脱猫のごとく離脱。
Wait, stop. Vanilla, why are you running away too?
ほらほら、ご主人様、こっちですよ。ショコラはこちらにございます。
It's dangerous, so stop running around. If you fall, you'll get hurt.
猫にそんな心配はご不要。人型でも猫は猫。さささ。
Maybe so in Chocola's case, but aren't you bad with physical activity? Come on, I've got you now, Chocola.
ご主人様のエッチ、どこ触ってるんですか？ご主人、ショコラの胸もろ触ってる。もうわしづかみ。
I am not. It's because you two are running around.
いやー、スキャリです。
Hey, stop it. You're still going to run? Yeah, I've got you, Vanilla.
こちょこちょこちょこちょこちょー。
What? Chocola, stop. Really, stop. Choco.
ナイスアシスト、ショコラ。ささ。
Like I said. Sorry. Like I said. Stop running. The two of them didn't listen to a word I said as they continued to mess with me. Because they're terrible. They're bad girls and they don't listen. And that was how the first night went. For now, I'll let you stay, but only for tonight. I don't have gas beds or futons, okay? While all that was happening, 11 o'clock became midnight. Even if I took them home, everyone was sure to be asleep by now. The one glimmer of hope I had that Sugar Ray would call me back didn't happen. So I decided that taking them home tomorrow was my first priority.
もちろんご主人様のベッドで寝ます。私もご主人のベッドで我慢する。
Cleverly, they had even brought pajamas, even though there was nothing else than I saw in those boxes. So how they'd pull that off, I have no idea. Just how much planning went into their schemes anyway? Really, if you two sleep there, where will I sleep?
一緒に寝てくれないんですか？この期に及んで。ご主人は人の男子なのに往生際が悪い。順番はご主人、ショコラ、私でいい。にゃはー、ご主人様とバニラに囲まれて幸せにゃん。じゃあ押しかけたのはショコラたちですし、ここでいいですよ。猫らしく丸まって寝ますし。贅沢は言わない私たち、超けなげ、猫の鏡。
Nope, nope.
バックログジャンプをし
I
ても
cut
良い
off
の
Fanilla's
ですか？
dialogue, which I didn't mean to do.
贅沢は言わない私たち超けなげ猫の鏡。こんな感じで
I watched the two of them lie down and curl up on the floor of an empty room without even curtains. That's way too pitiful of a sight to be called praiseworthy.
お引っ越ししたばかりで段ボールたくさんありますよね。お家作ったらあったかいって聞いたし、なんとかなる気がする。
That's something only strange people would say. I forgot to read the line again. Sorry. Where did these Catgirls get this information from? Anyways. Well, they've probably read a lot of books and watched TV in Sugar Ray's room. Shigure. I think it's Shigure. I think I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Shigure. Chocola isn't good with kanji characters, so she only reads picture books, though. Whatever. You two go sleep in my bed. It still gets pretty cold at night in April and all, after all.
そしたらご主人様はどうするんですか？ショコラの隣？
I'm going to sleep on the sofa in the living room. The sofa can fit one person, and there's air conditioning there if I need
ダメ
it.
ですよ。それならショコラがソファーで寝ますから。ご主人様はバニラと一緒にお布団で寝てください。私こそソファーのが落ち着く。ショコラとご主人でベッド使えばいい。
They move quickly towards me like lions catching their prey. And if they were lions trying to catch their prey, I'm pretty sure I'd be dead right about now. And not having this conversation. I placed my hands on their head and spoke in a clear and stern voice. Listen up, I will sleep on the sofa and you two will sleep in my bed. Those are your master's orders. Understood?
ご主人様。ご主人。
I deliberately said it that way, even though I'm pretty sure I didn't need to explain that. The two of them looked as if they wanted to say something, but they hesitated. They lowered their heads
ご
apologetically.
めんなさい。ご主人様。ごめんなさい。ご主人。
They mustered that out. They looked like they were on the verge of tears. Their obedience had the exact opposite of the effect I expected. It filled me with guilt. Because I forgot I murdered my family again. Oh yeah, I killed them. They're dead. I felt a prickling sensation in my heart. I'm pretty sure I need to go to the hospital because I'm having a heart attack. That pain left me as I sighed and rubbed the two of them on the head. Come on, get going.
はい。
Good night. If anything happens, call for me right away.
はい。おやすみなさい。ご主人様。おやすみ、ご主人。
I gently rubbed the heads of the two dispirited catgirls once more. See you in the morning. With that said, I turned the lights off in the room and proceeded to not do anything I was about to say.
その、本当にごめんなさい。迷惑をかけてしまって。
Her vanishing voice echoed slightly in the darkened room. Sorry, I'm eating ice. The pain in my heart from before became even sharper. But now I'm really sure I need to go to a hospital because I'm definitely having a heart attack. I swallowed that pain because I forgot I have Wolverine's healing factor, which doesn't matter, and replied cheerfully, "It's okay if it's just for one night. Don't worry about it." Now then, go to sleep. I really shouldn't act on my emotions, huh? 'Cause I'm definitely not human. I'm definitely a robot. I lay down on the sofa. I sighed while staring at the ceiling. If I gave in to my emotions, the result would just lead to more sadness. If I used kind or hopeful words, they would all end up as lies. It's pretty uncool of me to be so passive like this. While I continued to pile on insults and make excuses for my actions, I fell asleep. I closed my eyes and waited for sleep to take over, but it didn't because the Catgirls murdered me in my sleep and I'll never wake up again.
Nekopara. その件に関してはショコラとバニラの意思を尊重したいと思います。ショコラとバニラがちゃんと納得したら迎えに行きますので。
I finally got a hold of Shigure. Leaving no room for bargaining, I cut to the chase. But Shigure, even if you say that, I don't think Choco and Vanilla
ところで
will.
兄様、この妹めに今朝の愛のささやきを。
Don't make it sound like it's a daily ritual or something. In any case,
すみません、お父様から呼ばれましたので失礼いたします。愛してますわ兄様。ではまた。
ah, wait, Shigure? Seriously? As the ruthless electronic buzz... Oh god, I can't talk. As the ruthless electronic buzz of the dropped call echoed, I stare at my cell phone. The words are hard. And here I thought that I could sort all this out if I could just talk to Shigure.
朝ごはんおいしいですね。ご主人様のご飯はいつでもおいしいですにゃ。ショコラ、ほっぺにケチャップついてる。
Why the hell? Why is there ketchup for breakfast?
芸術的に可愛い。舐めてあげちゃおう。ペロペロ。
The Catgirls in question were happily stuffing themselves with sandwiches, which is definitely something you'd ordinarily eat for breakfast. These sandwiches incidentally contain tomato, cheese, and lettuce. With an over-easy fried egg tucked inside all of that, it was a simple meal. Breakfast was pretty much like this. You two are definitely going home today, okay?
ご主人様はショコラたちといるの楽しくないですか？ショコラは楽しいですよ。もうそれは今世紀最大級に。昨晩はご主人だって結構お楽しみだったくせに。
Stop with the deliberately misleading words. I sighed at their happy-go-lucky mindset as I poured myself some tea, or milk, apparently, sorry. I took the opportunity to fill their empty glasses with milk. The eating habits of catgirls were pretty much the same as those of humans, so that part was straightforward. Of course, what they liked and disliked depended on each individual catgirl. In the end, I wasn't able to get everything put away yesterday. Today, I really do have to start getting ready for the bakery's opening too. That's why I don't have time to relax and play with you two. Be good girls and go home. I said that to them with a sandwich in my hand.
ここにショコラがいたらご主人様は迷惑ですか？
She put her sandwich down on her plate. And just like yesterday, she looked at me with upturned eyes. Yeah, it's a problem. I answered her clearly.
そうですか。そうですよね。やっぱり。
Her shoulders drooped more than before. The ears which sat atop her head drooped downheartedly too.
ほら。
Unable to make fun of anything, Vanilla could only look on with concern. The pain from last night. I'm having another heart attack. I probably should definitely go to a hospital. Pricked at my heart again. I was like, whoever keeps stabbing me in the heart, could you please stop? I tilted the already cooled coffee cup as my emotions dulled unimpeded by my judgment. I was about to say unimpeded, but that's not how that is said.
それでもショコラはご主人様のところにいたいです。
Her usually always perky ears were drooping. Chokla was speaking clearly under her own volition.
ショコラがいるなら私もここにいる。私もここにいたいと思う。
Vanilla's usually blank expression did not change. However, she showed me her strong determination by doing nothing at all. I don't remember Chocola or Vanilla ever being this disobedient, but then again, I just pretty much talked about how I'm not their owner and I don't take care of them, because I'm a shitty, terrible person, and I killed my family. Oh, I guess Shigeru's alive. I guess we have established that. So, little sister's still alive. Damn, I'll have to go back and get her to finish the job. That thought stayed at the back of my mind, but if I was going to be swayed by that, then I wouldn't have said this. Look, I need you two to understand. If you live with me, I will definitely form sexual relationships with you. Both of you, at the same time.
ご注文ありがとうございます。ロイヤルウッドです。ご注文いただきましたティーセットの配達にお伺いしました。ではこちらお店の中に運んじゃいますね。こちらの段ボールで全部ですね。では間違いなければ受領書にサインをいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
She smiled brightly and brought out the invoice along with a pen. Okay, let's see. I looked over the sales invoice I received once more. Somehow, this doesn't look like what I ordered.
本当ですか？それは品物が違うということでしょうか？
No, the stuff I ordered is in here, but I looked over at the pile of boxes inside the bakery. Inside of my tiny bakery was a mountain of boxels. I almost said boxels, which isn't a word. A mountain of boxes. A mountain. It was as if the inside of the bakery had become completely made of boxes. I've stumbled into an alternate reality where everything is made of boxes. I'm playing Boxcraft. As you can see, we don't need this much tableware inside the bakery.
すみません。すぐ本社に確認しますので。少々お待ちいただいてもよろしいでしょうか？大変申し訳ございません。こちらのミスで別の注文書と混じってしまっていたようでして。水無月様の方もすぐにご入り用と思いますので、もしよろしければご注文分の食器を受け取っていただければと思うのですが。
The mountain of I forgot to say the words again.
バックログジャンプをしても良いの？バックログジャンプをしても良いのですか？
Accept my portion? Huh? Out of all this? The mountain of cardboard boxes towered over everything. I was at a loss for words. Every box was of equal size. I wouldn't know what was inside each of them without opening them. On top of that, looking at the sales invoice, I could see that they all contained expensive tea sets and tableware. And if I wasn't careful handling this stuff, it wasn't going to be a real problem. It wasn't going to be a real big problem. There's still things that need doing in advance of my bakery's opening, so I don't mind accepting these. But it's going to take a while to separate all of this.
もちろん、私もお手伝いさせていただきますので。私も次の配達に行かないといけないですし。
Look, you don't need to put all this pressure on me. From looks of it, it would take 2 hours or more. But to have it redelivered would take double the effort, too. That's right. I have a lifeline.
何ですか？
猫ちゃんたち、本当に助かりました。ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。では、私はこれで失礼させていただきますね。
I'm exhausted. I glanced at the tableware we had finished organizing, lowered myself into a chair, and relaxed my shoulders.
ご主人様、冷たいお茶です。どうぞ。
Thanks, Chocola. Don't mind if I do. Sorry, hold on. Give me a second. Ooh, I did it. I downed the cold tea in one gulp. Somehow or another, the light meal tableware had arrived. Soon I really had to get the bakery ready for its opening. I did say I needed any help I could find. And I really did need help this time.
じー、褒めて褒めて褒めて褒めて。
I could sense the praise me aura coming from Chocola, despite the fact that I just heard her repeat it 3 times. She had a wild smile on her face and was in a ready stance to receive my approval. Thanks. I couldn't have done it without you two.
わーい、ご主人様に褒めてもらっちゃったよ、バニラ。ひょっほー。うんうん、柱の陰から見守ってた甲斐があったね。よしよし。ショコラ、ご主人様のお役に立てましたね。やっぱりご主人様一人じゃお仕事大変だと思うんです。ねえ。うんうん。猫の手でも存分に役に立つ。私たちがいなかったらまだ仕分け続行中だと思う。
Hey, you two are getting a bit too close. They leaned forward towards me for emphasis. It is true that without you two around, this would have been a real problem. But that's a different issue than the one from before. You two have to go back home. Besides, it's not like I could ask you two to work for me or anything, okay?
そうですか。やっぱりダメですか。
Her shoulders drooped along with her ears and tail. The enthusiasm she showed earlier had completely disappeared. She sighed deeply and looked disheartened.
お掃除でもしてきます。せっかくですし。
She trudged up to the second floor, still dejected. Chocola isn't an idiot. I knew she was pushing herself to be bright and full of energy. But even so, this wasn't something I was going to easily change my mind about, except I am. For how much she cared about me, it was all the more reason to stay the course.
ご主人、私たちがいたらそんなに迷惑？悪い子？
She spoke quietly in her usual way. Vanilla tilted her head as she asked that question. Even though she's already doing that, I don't really need to emphasize that. You two aren't bad cat girls, and that's why I can't have you stay here.
悪い子じゃないのにダメなの？
It's because you two are good cat girls that I can't allow it. She blinked as she took in my words, even though they're always blinking. They don't ever stop blinking. As those blue eyes stare into my soul. It was almost as if she was trying to peer inside my heart, which is kind of what I was sort of saying. She quietly stared directly at me without speaking, which is kind of disturbing.
人って難しい。猫にはそういうのはわからない。好きならそばにいたい。少なくとも私はそう思うけど。
Vanilla.
ショコラのところ行ってくる。
Oh, I wasn't talking to you. I just really want some ice cream. With those words, she went upstairs. The sound of her small footsteps slowly disappeared, and before long I couldn't hear them anymore. Humans are hard to understand, huh? Inside the bakery, now devoid of anyone but myself. I forgot I killed myself too, after I killed my family. I repeated those words she had just said to me. Now that I think about it, that's a pretty inconsistent way of thinking, isn't it? Catgirls do not understand that. Having heard that said aloud, I began to understand what it really meant. It must be pretty nice to live the simple life of a catgirl, huh? In the sudden quietness of the bakery, I closed my eyes and shook off the bitter smile on my face as I began to clean up the tea sets that had arrived earlier.
Nekopara! あれ？今日はあのたこ焼き屋がいない。
Just like yesterday, we took a walk through the park in the evening. However, that food stand was nowhere to be found. It just so happened that no one was home on the day I decided to take the two catgirls home. I had also happened to leave the house key behind. So to make good use of time, I went to do some shopping before Shigure got home.
ごめんバニラ。なんだっけ、また旅だっけ。だいたいそんな感じ。
That isn't the right word at all. Chocola, if you're tired, why don't we rest a bit?
はい、少しだけ。でも大丈夫ですから。心配かけてごめんなさい、ご主人様。
There's no need for you to apologize. She had a troubled smile on her face as she nodded. It was pretty clear why she wasn't in good spirits. That's why there was nothing I could really say to her. Well, there happens to be a bench over there, so why not... Oh, shit. Okay, so why don't we rest a bit?
じゃあ私、何か飲み物買ってくる。
Ah, thanks. Something for everyone, okay?
了解、任された。
I handed Vanilla some change and offered the bench to Chocola, even though it doesn't belong to me. The constant sea breeze rustled the trees in the park. All that could be heard throughout the empty park were the quiet sounds of nature. I silently sat down next to the disheartened Chocola. Like the gently setting sun, time passed by slowly.
帰ります。
Her voice was so quiet that I wasn't quite sure if I had heard her or not. Even so, she answered clearly. Without saying a word, I responded by gently rubbing Chocola's head.
ご主人様に電話してもいいですか？
Yeah.
また、ご主人様のところに遊びに来てもいいですか？
Yeah.
ご主人様は、ショコラたちのこと、ちゃんと毎日思い出してくれますか？
No.
ショコラは、離れてても、ご主人様って呼んでてもいいですか？
Her voice trembled as she frantically wiped away her tears. She stifled her sobbing and her voice became strained. She looked pained as she did her best to hold back her emotions, biting her lips. I held back my irresponsible words that were on the brink of coming out with all my strength. Yeah, of course I will.
ごめんなさい、主人様。
I was frustrated at myself for saying nothing. I felt empty. I could only offer condolences that could not be put into words. I rubbed Chocola's head as gently as I could.
ですね。
I don't really think I'm kind at all.
ご主人様、前も同じこと言ってましたから。
Before? Chocolate closed her eyes and smiled.
覚えてますか？ショコラとバニラをご主人様としぐれちゃんが連れて帰ってくれた時のこと。
Ah, of course I remember that. It was a cold day half a year ago. Chocola and Vanilla were huddled together, crying by the side of the road. They were still so young, they couldn't even speak yet. It was that day that I embraced their small, cold bodies and took them home with us so I could cook them up and eat them, because we were starving. There was no way I could simply forget that important day when our family grew bigger. In the beginning, you two really couldn't get used to things at home.
知らないお家で知らない人と猫ばっかりで怖くて。
You two wouldn't eat at all, which really worried Shigure.
はい、とっても心配かけちゃいました。
I started to hear a tiny bit of laughter in her voice as we reminisced about the
シ
past.
ョコラとバニラが熱を出した時のことも覚えてますか？
Ah, I definitely do remember that. It was a few days after we brought Chocolate and Vanilla home. At that point, they'd only occasionally drink some water. And as always, they didn't really touch their food. The combination of malnourishment and cold weather had really begun to weaken their bodies. They both developed high fevers and were in pain.
あの時は夜中で誰にも気づいてもらえなくて、とにかく苦しくて辛くて寂しくて、声も出せなくて手も足も全然動かなくて。助けて、誰か助けてって思いながらただただ泣いてたんです。そしたら
It's alright. I'm with you two, so don't worry.
ご主人様が大きくてあったかい手で撫でてくれたんですよね。ずっとそばで大丈夫大丈夫って言い続けてくれて、ショコラとバニラのこと撫で続けてくれてました。朝になって病院に行くまでずっとそばにいてくれて、不安で心細かったのが全部嘘だったみたいに。あの時も同じこと言ってました。俺は別に優しくなんかないって。でもショコラたちはご主人様が助けてくれなかったらここにいなかったです。あの時ご主人様がそばにいてくれなかったら誰も信じられないままでした。ご主人様のおかげでご飯も食べれるようになりました。しぐれちゃんともみんなとも仲良くなれました。だからあの時からショコラのご主人様はご主人様になったんです。シ ショコラはそれからずっと優しいご主人様のことが大好きなんですよ。
I wish that her tear-filled eyes would not spill over, unlike mine right now. Those tears were filled with anxiety, sadness, and happiness. She smiled all she could before me.
だから、ショコラはご主人様がいなくなっちゃうって聞いて、いても立ってもいられなくて、どうしても一緒に行きたくて、しぐれちゃんにお願いをしたんです。
She said that with the faintest of smiles, one that seemed as if would disappear at any moment. Those words were so gentle and warm. But there was also an undeniable sadness and emptiness mixed in with them. Chocola. I was the one she was saying all this to. Even so, the only thing I could say back to her was her name.
お金のこととか難しいことはやっぱり猫にはわからないです。でもやっぱりショコラはご主人様のそばにいたいんです。ご主人様が辛くて大変そうなのなんとなくわかります。本当になんとなくですけど、お掃除でもお洗濯でもお料理でもショコラがお手伝いできること何でもしますから。今すぐにはできなくても絶対にちゃんとできるようになりますから。だからもう一度だけお願いしちゃダメでしょうか。ショコラはご主人様と一緒にいたいんです。
Chocola voiced her feelings clearly once again, and barely kept her tears from overflowing. Of course, Chocola, if you could be with me. I was engulfed by my inner thoughts which were ready to overflow. She yearned for me so earnestly. For her to so innocently believe in me, there should be no reason for me to be against it. That day, Chocola Vanilla became an important part of my family. As long as they were with me, the days would be bright and enjoyable. I was simply selfish for just leaving home like that. I didn't want to get my dear family wrapped up in my selfishness, or have them experience any unnecessary hardship because of me. You two are important to me, after all.
私たちは猫だから自分に素直なだけ。
My inner conflict was disrupted by Vanilla, which was rude. Vanilla had returned at some point, which is also rude for not announcing herself. You rude bitch. And she looked straight at me as she sat by Chocola.
楽しいことならショコラと一緒がいい。たとえ辛いことでもショコラと一緒にいたいと思う。だって一緒にいれないことの方が寂しくて辛いから。
Vanilla.
本当に好きなら迷惑かけたって一緒にいたい。それでも一緒にいたいものだと思う。私たちが幸せかどうかなんていくらご主人でも決めつけるのは違うと思うよ。それに大事な人が大変ならなおさらそばにいたい。何ができるかはわからないけど、でも 辛い時にそばで励ますことくらいできるよ。
Her smile was gentle, like the setting sun, which means it burned my retinas looking at it. I'm blind now. I can't see the screen. Is something happening? It was a warm and soft smile. These uncharacteristic words from Vanilla deeply penetrated and seeped into my heart. I wish people would stop stabbing my heart. It's getting really annoying.
しぐれはご主人と一緒に行くことはできないから代わりにお願いって。だからご主人が本当にショコラのことを思うなら一緒にいるべきだと思う。
There was not even the faintest bit of hesitation. They were such honest and absolutely straightforward words. Who am I to dictate Chocola and Vanilla's happiness? There were no other thoughts in my mind, except for those words that continued to strongly resonate in me.
たとえ何不自由のない暮らしでも、ご主人様がいないのは嫌なんです。いくら大変でも、ショコラはご主人様と一緒にいたいんです。だからお願いします。ご主人様のそばにさせてください。ここがショコラがいたい場所なんです。
She smiled with tears in her eyes. It was a bright and honest smile. There were nothing but absolutely pure, genuine words. Humans really are at a loss for words when it comes to catgirls, huh? Saying no to their words was not something I could bring myself to do.
ご主人様、それって。
It won't be like it was back at home. You can't just live here however you like. Got it?
はい、大丈夫です。ご主人様がいるだけでショコラは幸せですから。やれやれ、ついにご主人陥落。いやよいやよも好きのうちだね。
The dreary moment seemed to be blown away by her dazzling smile. Despite all this talk about family, perhaps I was the one that didn't really believe in it. Thinking about all this from their perspective, it was very simple. And here I thought they were acting immaturely. Perhaps catgirls were more human than humans were when it came to honesty. From here on out, we need to do our best all together.
毎晩大トロじゃなくて大丈夫です。たまにでいいです。お肉も A4 でいい。松阪牛なら脂身最高。
Is that what you all been eating at home? Even as the road ahead of us is uncertain. I lovingly rub their heads, disheveling their hair. Alright, why don't we head back to the shopping district then?
なんでですか？お買い物はもう終わったんですよね。
We have to go buy that shampoo you two like, don't we?
おー、ご主人かっこいい。ついでに松阪牛も買おう。
Well, today is a celebration, so why not?
やったー！お祝いパーティーですね。ご主人太っ腹。さすがは私たちのご主人。
Just for today, okay? This was the beginning to a bright new life. And together with the happy and high-spirited Chocola and Vanilla, we took the first steps towards it. Alrighty. You know what? I think that's where I'm going to stop this broadcast for today. This has been part 1 of Nekopara. I'm actually really invested in finishing this, so I will definitely record the rest in later parts. Sayonara!